Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hello, welcome to another round predicts. They say boxing is dead, but it definitely isn't because we have so many major fights this year. 2023 has been an absolute banger. And another one of my favorite fights coming up this weekend, April the 15th. London is my favorite Chinese man of all time, bigbang Zhang, against the master, the new guy in chief, Joe Joyce. It's going to be a huge fight this weekend. I'm excited. Big Bang versus Joe Joyce, major fight. Two heavy hitters with
Yeah,
massive
very
knockout
heavy hitters.
records. There's going to be another one, for, another exciting fight for this year. How do you see this one going? And
Yeah, I mean it's a really interesting fight because both guys possess huge power. I mean, Big Bang
yeah,
is aptly named, isn't he? Really, and he didn't get that name because he founded the Big Bang theory. You know what I mean? He got that name because he bangs people out. And both of these guys, interestingly enough, have got an over 90% KO ratio.
yeah,
So both of these guys are heavy hitters.
mm,
Um, I think Big Bang's had 26 fights and Joe Joyce has had 15. So, Big Bang's been a little bit more active in the pros. Both of them have got really good and long, extensive amateur records. And
mm,
you've got to give them both credit because I think outside of the big dogs in the division, outside of the big names in the heavyweight division, these two guys are the most dangerous. I don't really controversial. He put a lot of damage on Hrgovic in that fight as well. But it's a really tough one to predict because Joe Joyce seems to have that chin that just can't be stopped. So it's really the chin versus Big Bang's incredible power. And then also you have to factor in the relentless pace that Joe Joyce brings. He seems to be able to impose his will on everyone that he's been in the ring with so far. So how do you see this playing out, man? I'm so excited for this fight.
yeah. It's an interesting fight. It's actually, comparatively, they're actually similar in age. You would expect that Big Bang Zhang was like 45 or something, but he's 30. He's 39, and Joe Joyce, amazingly, is 37, even though he looks
Yeah.
24. I think Joe Joyce has got a lot more in the tank in him. I expect Joe Joyce to come out on top on this one, just purely over they're both heavy hitters, but Joe Joyce has got the chin as well. So he's got that granite chin. We saw that with
Yeah.
Daniel Dubois, where it was just a case of, Joe Joyce was just having that heavy jab that he just kept throwing out relentlessly. Joe Dubois was trying to build momentum, build some flurries, build some combinations, and it just kept getting shut down every time with that massive left jab of Joe Joyce. I can see something similar. I think Big Bang's slightly bigger. He's a bigger man. He's a bit a heavier guy. So we don't know how resistant he is in because this will be a very big test for him. I know, he had for Hrgovic, was probably his biggest
Yeah.
fight up to now. But yeah, I think if Joe Joyce has aspirations to be in the top five, top three, which many people say that he potentially could be, and be in the top elite heavyweights, he has to put on a performance on Saturday, and I think he has to come away with a convincing win.
The Hrgovic fight, if you remember the Hrgovic fight, Big Bang kind of gassed out a little bit
Mm.
towards the end of that fight in the later rounds, and that's not a good sort of look if you're going into a fight with Joe Joyce because he's going to keep the same pace from round 1 to round 12. That's eventually what broke down Joseph Parker in their fight. And it's I do think outside of the elite heavyweights, let's say Wilder, Fury, AJ for now, and AJ is a shaky one on that list at the moment. But outside of those guys, Joyce is the one who's steaming on through like an absolute juggernaut. He's the one with the momentum on his side. Yeah, I can't really see past Joyce for this fight. I think it's going to be very entertaining while it lasts.
So,
but I do think Joyce will get to him in the later rounds. In stamina, take into account when discussing Joe Joyce is it's really disheartening for anybody when you're wailing away at a guy and he's just coming forward round after round after round. You know what I mean? It's terrifying.
Yes, demoralizing is horrible. But I would say as well, you know, I think it's a really, really good matchup in terms of styles, and styles make fights, like they say. I think it's a nice matchup because, like you say, I think they are similar speed. Joe Joyce may be a little bit faster. We'll see on the night. Be interesting to see the CompuBox stats of that fight, and see what the output per round is. But yeah,
and I just want to say this as well. I totally picking up from what you've just said there. I think, like you rightly said earlier in the pod there, nobody wants to fight Joyce. Nobody's calling for Joyce, you know, because he is a little bit unknown. But everybody knows he's got the skills to be an absolute nightmare of a night for anybody. So Big Bang has got massive credit. He's coming into Joe Joyce's backyard to have it out, and you know, you can only give credit to that. People like you said before, people are saying boxing is dead, but as long as there's people like Big Bang around who are willing to take on those big challenges, I don't think so.
Well, how can we say boxing's dead? You know, we you know, if rumors are correct, you know, we also know Tank and Ryan Garcia are fighting. We've had Caleb Plant and Benavidez fight. We're already, you know, a few months in. We've had some great fights already down the pipe, and I think you know rumors could be true with if the rumors are true about Crawford and Errol Spence.
Yeah, we've got Lomachenko and Haney coming up. There's so many big fights.
So many big fights. And this is going to be another huge one. Let's go with final predictions. I'm going to say Joe Joyce is going to get a TKO, a knockout inside 10 rounds. That's my prediction. What do you think?
I hate to be a copycat here, but I do think the same. I think anywhere sort of between rounds 8 to 10. I don't see it going the distance with the way Joyce fights. He's got an over 90% KO ratio, and I think he's going to continue in that fashion.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that's been another episode of Another Round Predicts, my friend.